Hello, my amazing artist. I am so sorry that I am not here with you today. You have a sub who's going to do an amazing project with you. This is our About You paper sculpture project. Some of you might have done this one similarly when you were little, and we are going to revisit again today and add another step to the process of this project. We are making a sculpture. A sculpture is something that is 2D or 3D. 3D, that's correct. Sculptures are 3D. That means they are not flat. That means they have a top, they have a bottom, they have sides, and I can turn it in all ways and I can see all around it. A regular picture is flat and is two-dimensional, but sculptures are three-dimensional, and we're going to be using paper today and folding it in fun ways to make it a 3D sculpture. Now, before we dive into this lesson, let me talk to you a little bit about what you need to know as far as your sub and our punch cards and all that. So you are sitting at one of 6 tables, and at your table, you are going to be responsible for your table. You and a few other friends are going to make sure that you are being respectful when the sub is talking and when my video is playing. You're going to be responsible with the materials at your table, including the scissors and the glue and the paper. And you're going to be responsible. You're going to clean up your area, push in your stools, and line up at the end of class on time. Now, here's what happens today. You're not getting your card. Now, if you were here last Tuesday and I was out again, I am sorry. That means there's 2 weeks in a row that you're not getting your card punched. However, if you are in Miss Illian's class, if you are in Miss Lawson's class, Mr. Croft's class, or Miss Cato's class, you probably going to get 4 punches when I get back. That's right. I'm keeping track of how many times I've missed you, and you will all be getting 4 punches when I get back. Now, Miss Rowell's class, you don't know what I'm talking about, but let me just catch you up. I was out last Tuesday as well, but you guys weren't in art class. Miss Rowell's class, if you have a good time with my sub and do what you're supposed to be doing, you're going to be getting 2 punches when I get back from being home. My daughter is sick, and that's why I'm not here today. So no punch cards today. Don't worry about the punch cards. When I get back, I'm going to get a good report from the sub, I hope. And if I do get a good report, you will get your punches when I get back. All right, so here's what you're going to need today. Today you're going to be needing to be using a bowl with glue. You will each get your own Q-tip. This is what we're going to use to keep our area clean and our fingers clean. We'll be dabbing the glue with the Q-tip instead of our fingers. You're also going to need a pair of scissors. At your area, you have a bunch of strips of paper in a variety of colors. And then lastly, you'll have your black paper, which will be your base for your sculpture. Now, what is cool about this sculpture is it's not just something fun that I put together, but it also tells me a little bit about me, and yours will help other people learn some about you. And I'll explain that more here in a few minutes. Also at your table, you're going to see one of these. Now, this is a key that will help you read the sculpture. Just like a map has a key, your sculpture also has a key, and it tells you a little bit more about what the sculpture means. More on that in a second. So, are we ready to get started? Let's get started. Everyone's going to need a black piece of paper in your area. You're also going to need to have the strips of colors where you can easily reach them. Also, everyone's going to need a key beside them. Now, if you are in kindergarten or first grade, you are going to be using the side that has the pizza and the dog. Okay, kindergarten, first grade. You are only using the side that has the pizza and the dog. Second, third, 4th, and 5th grade, you are using the side that has the cat and the soccer ball. So look at yours now. 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 4th grade, and 5th grade. Find the side that has the cat and the soccer ball. That's the side you're going to be using. All right, so for my younger kids, let's look at how this key can help me make a sculpture. First of all, I need to find out what kind of things about me I can show in my sculpture. So let's just start up here. Favorite food, pizza. If your favorite food is pizza, then you are going to be using a yellow zigzag to show me that. Now, if you don't like pizza, then don't do this one. If your first name has an E in it, then you will put a blue spiral. Now, Mr. Sutz, my first name is Ty. I don't have an E in my first name, so will I have a blue spiral? No. If you have a brother, you will use a green arch for each brother. Mr. Sutz has a brother. Actually, I have two, so I would show two green arches. So let's talk about the difference between a zigzag, a spiral, and an arch. So first of all, on my sculpture, I do enjoy pizza, so I'm going to make a yellow zigzag. First, get a piece of paper. Now, to glue our paper onto our base so that it stands up, we need to give it feet to stand on. So on one end, I'm going to bend it, and that is now going to be a foot that my glue will stick to, and it can stand on my paper. Now, before I do any gluing, let's make the zigzag. So to make a zigzag, I'm going to bend forward, then I'm going to pinch and bend backwards. Then I'm going to bend forward and backwards, and forward, pinch, backwards, pinch, forward, pinch, backwards, pinch, forward, pinch, backwards, pinch, and I do this until I run out of space. Now, I have my paper all pinched. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take that foot that I had in the beginning. I'm gonna get some of that glue. We don't need a lot of glue. This is paper. Paper doesn't weigh very much, so I only need a little bit of glue. I'm going to tickle the foot. Whew, it's so cold and tickly. And I'm going to glue it onto the black base. Now, if you want yours just to kind of hang loose like that, you can leave it like that. Or if you want to make it form more of a 3D shape, then you can also glue the foot on the other side and hold it in place for, you can probably count to 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and now it is on there. So my yellow arch that shows that I love pizza is stuck on there. All right, to make a spiral, I'm going to show you that next. Now, if you can wink, you need to make an orange spiral. If you have the letter E in your name, you would be using a blue spiral. And if you've been to the beach, you might do a green spiral, okay? All different things that use spirals. So I can wink, so I'm gonna get orange. Now, if you decide that you don't want your strip so long, you can definitely cut it at any point if you want to make it shorter. That's totally up to you. To make a spiral, I'm going to just curl my paper. Just curl it around and around, and then remember to make a little foot where I can glue. Here's my foot. I'm going to put some glue on my foot. Oh, it's cold. And then glue it on and hold it for 10 seconds. Now I have a blue zigzag, and I have a yellow zigzag and an orange spiral that tells about me. Now, if you are going to show an arch is very simple. I do have two brothers, so I'm going to do two green arches. I'm going to take a paper, and I can leave it long or cut it. I'm going to make one foot on one side and another foot on the other side. And I'm going to put some glue on those feet. Glue and glue. And then I'm going to make an arch. An arch is just a curve that looks like this. It kind of looks like a bridge. Do you see the arch there? Now, because I have two brothers, I need to have two arches. Oh, I forgot to bend it to make feet. Don't forget to make your feet. Feet, then glue. Feet, then glue. And I'm gonna make another arch on my paper, hold it for about 10 seconds, and then it's ready to move on. So I have shown you how to make a zigzag, how to make a spiral, how to make arches. Now you're going to continue to build and add on to your sculpture so that it represents you. Now, if you are the older students, you're going to be using the other side, and it does have spirals on it, but it also has what's called a fringe and what we would call a tab. Now, to make a fringe, you're going to take a paper and you will cut little lines side by side. Now, I'm not going to cut all the way through my paper. I'm going to leave a little space so that if I if I were to cut all the way through, well, then I'd have a whole bunch of little pieces. I don't want a whole bunch of little pieces. So I'm cutting lines that are parallel, side by side, next to each other, kind of like your eyelashes, a whole bunch right next to each other. Now that is called a fringe. And you can see the fringe has these, it's kind of soft, it kind of looks like the bottom of a eyelash or a skirt. And I can take that, put a little bit of glue on it. Uh-oh. If you drop your Q-tip in your glue, you probably will get glue on your fingers. It's okay. You can get a piece of paper towel from over beside the trash can and the hand sanitizer area, and you can clean your fingers. Put a little bit of glue on the ends of your fringe and then stick it where you like on your sculpture. All right, and now for a tab. All right, a tab right here. Tabs are when I take my paper, and maybe this time it might be easier if I fold my paper first. So I'm gonna fold just a little bit. I just put a little crease right here. And then I'm going to, instead of doing a fringe, which are lines right beside each other, I'm gonna make squares, skip a space, make a square, cut a square, cut a square, cut a square. Now for those tabs, I'm going to fold one forward, one backwards, one forward, one backwards, one forward, one backwards, and those right there are called tabs. And then I can glue my tabs down anywhere I want. I can stack them and layer them on top of other pieces and create any type of sculpture design that you like. Now, after you have spent a good amount of time putting some different pieces on, I'd love for you to maybe take some time at your table and look at other people's sculptures and see if you can use your key to read and interpret their sculpture. Now, for example, if you look at mine, I have a yellow tab, a red tab, and an orange fringe. Well, a yellow tab means that I have a pet cat, and I do. At home, we have a pet cat at the Sutts house. The red tab means, let's see, red tab loves to play soccer. Mr. Sutts does enjoy playing soccer. And I have an orange fringe. The orange fringe means, where is the orange fringe? Aha! I like tacos. You better believe it. Taco Tuesday for sure is one of my favorite things. So use the paper to help. We almost didn't survive, guys. Use your key to help interpret your sculpture. All right, enough talking from me. I'm gonna let you get started. The only thing I need to add, Mr. Croft's class and Miss Rowell's class, you are going to need to stop a few minutes early today and walk your sculptures to the hallway and put them down before you go to lunch. You will not be able to take these to lunch with you. All the other classes, you will take these home with you, take them back to your class, and take them home and show your parents what you made today. Also, one thing I forgot, please put your name in the corner. That way we know it's yours. You can use a pencil to do that. Even though a pencil is going on black, you should still be able to see your name. All right, guys, I can't wait to see and hear about your sculptures. Have a great rest of your day. Please be respectful, responsible, and follow those routines.